Colorado dollars for Colorado. That is why I'm running for state treasurer, to take the dollars that are managed by the treasurer's office and invest them in things like housing affordability, infrastructure that creates and attracts good paying jobs, and renewable energy so that we can lower people's utility bills while also fighting global warming. As mentioned, I'm State Senator Jeff Bridges. I grew up here. HD3 was my first elected office here in the state. So it's like coming home. Thanks so much, guys. I have a master's degree in divinity, and I am on the budget committee, former chair of the budget committee. And you may wonder how the divinity and the budget goes together. The answer is that the budget is a moral document, and it puts in black and white, dollars and cents, exactly what we value and how much we value it. And the same is true for our investments, because where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And the treasurer is essentially the chief investment officer for the state. And right now, those investments are in Wall Street. They're in Washington. They're in mortgage-backed securities with Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. That is not helping the people of Colorado. We have an affordability crisis in this state. We have Trump and Tabor taking whacks at us financially every single day. I live the Tabor challenge on the budget committee. It is real, it is painful, and we'll talk more about it when we get to my legislative piece. So what do? The good news is that the treasurer manages billions of dollars. So instead of putting that money into Wall Street, we invest it in Colorado companies that are creating jobs here in Colorado. Instead of Washington, we partner with cities and counties and other local governments to build that infrastructure, to keep those good paying jobs here in the state, to attract more of those jobs. And most importantly, I have, in my career in the legislature, I have focused on housing affordability. I created the first in the country middle income housing authority, created the first in the country middle income housing tax credit, modeled on a bill in the US Senate that's clearly going nowhere because DC is completely dysfunctional. But those are two really big changes that we've made here in the state. I worked on manufactured housing. We have a housing crisis in Colorado, and we're helping Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae get people in homes in Florida, in Texas, and Ohio, and everywhere else except here. We need to take those dollars, we need to partner with local housing authorities, with the Middle Income Housing Authority, with CHFA, the Colorado Housing Finance Authority. We need to build housing here in Colorado that nurses, teachers, firefighters, and hardworking folks can actually afford, so that teachers can live in the districts where they work. Because as I travel the state, this is what I hear from everywhere, including in Inglewood. I met a teacher in Inglewood who babysits on the side so that she can afford a home in Inglewood with other teachers. She has a room in a shared house, and she's babysitting on the side just so she can afford to be there. Now, we need to increase teacher pay. That's another thing I'm working on in this, so that they can actually afford to live here. But if you look at Breckenridge, right? You look at our rural resorts, no matter how much money we pay teachers, they are competing with millionaires and billionaires for housing. They can't afford to live there. We have resources in the treasurer's office that can make a huge difference in affordability here in our state. Treasurers in Nevada and Vermont have a housing fund. Treasurers in California, Oregon, and Illinois have an environmental fund. This is the direction that treasurer's offices are moving. We can steal those ideas, bring them here, improve them, and create a blueprint for how the treasurer's office can be an engine for economic growth and affordability here in Colorado. Blue skies are ahead. We just got to think differently about how we invest. So that is why I'm running for treasurer. Thank you.